remember literally like next to my car, like I woke up like next to my rim, like my tire, but like deep in like a field with this lesbian named Celia, who's like I would say like 4 or 5 years older than me. Well, okay, that sounds illegal. No, maybe she was like 18. Okay, whatever. I consented. So, whatever.
I'm Zack Peter.
I'm Jeff Epstein.
I'm a disaster dater.
I'm a disaster.
All right, everybody. This is our our inaugural episode of Disaster Daters. I'm Zack Peter. What is your name?
I'm Jeff Epstein.
Which is your real
You
name?
can lose the attitude.
Lose the
I'm just kidding, I'm
attitude.
just kidding.
I'm a born bitch with an attitude.
A born bitch or a basic bitch?
I'm not a basic bitch.
No, you're actually not. No, we're neither of us are. But we do have.
Your name is Jeffrey Epstein. Can you at least address that up
Well, no,
front?
my name is Jeff Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein.
Why don't you go by Jeff L. Epstein?
Okay,
Jeff
well,
L.
this is a
Epstein.
conversation that has now expanded across every medium that you can ever think of. Anybody who's heard me on any podcast, YouTube show, anything like that, we've now addressed this. However, for the new listeners, okay, so my middle name is Lewis.
Yep.
Jeff Lewis.
Nope.
Part of me is like, I would rather be Jeff Epstein than Jeff Lewis. No,
Really?
that sounds mean. And actually, I just did watch Jeff Lewis on Watch What Happens Live, and he was great. Watch
Yeah.
What Happens Live, and he was great. But yeah, I don't want to be. Also, if you think about it, Jeff Lewis is kind of more in this space.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's really heard of Jeff
Guys,
Epstein.
Nobody's heard of him. I will say a lot of like Gen Zers are like, "What are you talking about? Like, why is that bad?" And I'm like, "Thank God they don't know."
Well, that's your demographic. Gen Z is right up in there with you.
No, it's actually not.
I know that. That was a joke, Jeffrey. That was called sarcasm.
Gotcha.
Off to a great start. All right. Well, I'm Zack Peter. I host a podcast called No Filter with Zack Peter. You probably know me. Well, I was iconically blonde for so many years, and now I'm lethally brunette.
Okay. Also, I'm going to quickly interject. So I had actually thought for a while because whenever Zach's roots would come in, no, and I was
yeah.
like, I actually think you should just go dark.
Yeah, you've told me that.
I did. I told you. No, here's my qualm.
What?
I think we haven't found the right shade of dark.
Well, no, I had. Okay.
Well, because I know you had to dye it first, so it will
Yes.
kind of like.
It will fade.
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
lighten. Like, we will get there. But this is also closer to my natural hair color than.
Yeah. No, it is. No, I agree. It looks, because it's still to me, maybe because I know it looks like dyed.
Yes, and that was my thing at first. Is it looked dyed, but it's because we had to fill in all the light, and then it'll be a process, but it'll eventually
Listen,
lighten and be...
I get it. My sister went to cosmetology school, so when I was like, I don't know, I was like 7 or 8, 9, whatever, I would go with her. I would like ditch school, go to cosmetology school with all the girls that were like smoking cigarettes and being bad bitches from Votech. And they would dye my hair. I would have like Eminem hair. Like I did full bleach. I
Wow.
did like red. I was in like literally 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I had like earrings up the wazoo.
Wow.
I was pulling it in. Had
That
my
was the
first
vibe.
girlfriend in 5th grade. Made
Wow.
out with her, which, I was like, we need to touch on, because we're going to touch on everything. Sex, dating, love, not in love.
Yeah.
Relationships,
Anal.
situationships.
Oh God. Why do you point at me? when
No,
you say-
I meant like, I don't, I don't know why you thought.
You literally you're like situation.
meaning,
as
like,
you gestured
everything.
towards me. Got it.
Everything.
Okay, I won't take it personal. But yes, we will be getting sex, dating, relationships, situationships, everything. Because I mean, I'm a disaster dater.
I'm a disaster.
Yeah, you're a disaster.
I'm a disaster. Well, but okay, so what I was going to say, yeah, and we'll have you guys kind of submit stories, and you guys already have, and we're going to read through some of those, and they'll kind of like go into our own stories, and who knows what. It's,
Yeah, 'cause we've
again,
got plenty of those.
I host a podcast called Manic, and so I think some of that will also, that energy will be joining us here.
Yeah, you're getting no filter meets manic. So, thus,
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
No filter Manic.
yeah.
Okay, but what I was going to quickly ask, are you a
Yes.
Gold Star gay?
So, okay, this is really funny because I was just having this conversation. So there's this really hot guy that I met when I was in Philly because I was doing a live show because I tape live podcasts all around the country. Not to flex, but like, yes. Really hot. He was like part of like the sports team. They were in town and staying at the same hotel I was staying at in Philly. We happened to meet, had a good vibe, hooked up in my hotel room, only to find out we both live in LA and he works in downtown, which is a part of LA that I live in. So we've been hooking up since then. He now has a girlfriend and he's been interested in having a third party come into the bedroom with him and his girlfriend. So I've been exploring that.
Okay.
But no, I've never had sex with a woman. Not
Jesus
yet.
Christ, that was the longest fucking run around to the answer. Okay, that was gonna be like you didn't answer the question, but
You've had sex with a woman.
let me just tell you first of all, I lost my virginity to a lesbian named Celia.
What?
Yes. I was like, I think 15, maybe 16, but either 15 or 16. And
Jesus Christ. I lost my virginity to like a 50-year-old man on an Amtrak train. Story for another
I
day.
was like,
Please
well,
go back to the lesbian.
table that one for later. No, I was having like we were having a field in New Jersey. We had these things called field parties because you're like in the middle of bumblefuck. It's like a cornfield, whatever. I
Fun.
had like illegally driven my first car there, and we got drunk and had sex. I remember literally like next to my car, like I woke up like next to my rim, like my tire, but like deep in like a field with this lesbian named Celia, who's like I would say like 4 or 5 years older than me. Well, okay, that sounds illegal. No, maybe she was like 18. Okay, whatever. I consented. So, whatever. And we're blacked out, and I woke up, and I was like, oh my God. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Jeffy, you had sex with Celia? And I didn't even know at the time that she was a lesbian, too. And I was like, oh my
Did she know
God.
she was a lesbian at the time?
I guess.
Oh.
And when she was head of the softball team or whatever.
And so what, she just thought you were a woman?
That's insulting. No, no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
trying
no.
to catch
No,
your drift.
I think maybe she was like, maybe she sensed that I was gay, so she was like, well, I
Oh,
guess so like
you're gay, I'm gay, we could be gay together and have gay sex.
I think she was like, I can get my pussy wet for the night.
Oh.
Because it's still whatever. I don't really know the story, but I lost my virginity to a
Did she
lesbian
lick
named
your
Celia.
butthole?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think it was very much just like missionary in a field. However, what I was going to say was even going back to like, reminding me with the fifth grade thing, going back to like fifth grade, me and my twin brother, I'm a twin, obviously. Well, you know
Justin.
this, Justin, we've got some sex stories from
We
him
need
as
to
well.
bring Justin on Disaster
Justin
Daters.
needs to, we were little slutbags. Even in fifth grade, we were like feeling girls up. We were always making out.
Wow.
Not with each other. That sounds terrible. We're making out like in the back. We'd be in like the backseat of our friend's van. I remember we were in like the third row. We're feeling up. I feel like maybe
Wow.
I fingered somebody in like sixth grade.
Really?
No, yeah,
Wow, look at you. Progressive.
yeah. No, and then I had sex after the Celia. Maybe a few girls, not maybe like a few girls. Yeah.
Have you ever had sex with your brother and like another person? You know, like people think it's hot to have like sex with twin brothers.
No.
No. Well, like Hugh Hefner used to do it with like
With
twins.
the Shannon twins.
Yes.
Carissa and
See, you and Justin could be the Shannon twins, but
I think
guys,
not.
no.
And we are also fraternal. And no, I have had no, because you're like, oh, the threesome, whatever. Which there can be threesomes where you're not. I actually like when I was 15 or 16. After that, I remember it was like me having sex with this girl, Monica, on the bed, and then next to us, this girl, Aaron, and this guy Ben, who actually he died, R.I.P. Well, whatever. A lot of my friends have died. And we were like having sex together next to each other in the bed. And I've been in a few situations like that, or they back then were like we would both be having sex with girls, but it was like nice because then I could still like see a guy's dick next to me. You know what I mean?
Did you enjoy having sex with women?
Here's the thing: it's always like it's not unenjoyable because it still feels good.
Yeah, I would have no problem having sex with a woman. My favorite porn is watching guys go down on chicks.
I was gonna say, would a woman be okay with having sex with you?
That-
I'm just kidding.
That is yet to be determined. No woman has tried to have sex with me.
Shot
Well,
the
actually, they have
shot.
tried to have sex with me. I've just never been interested, but I'm not against it.
Okay, actually, I feel like I've mentioned this before. Speaking of women shooting their shot, back in the day, a little girl by the name of Christine Quinn
Oh,
followed me on Instagram, and this is before Selling Sunset came out, and she had like shot her shot with me in the DMs. And then I remember looking back because then she had actually invited me to the season premiere of the first season of Selling Sunset,
no.
and I didn't go because I was hanging out. It was like my second date with my boyfriend that I was going to meet, and then he later found out. He was like, "Oh my God, you showed up on our second date and like ditched Christine Quinn." And I was like, "Well, I didn't even know what the show was going to be and whatever." And then actually
Yeah,
she was
that's
going to be
fair.
on the podcast, but like her house got robbed. It was such a mess. But yeah, he was in my DMs.
Would you have hooked up with Christine Quinn?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that would be a good time.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would still hook up with a woman today?
No, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Like if I was
You know,
drunk.
I did have. Well, okay. Thank you for mentioning that because there was somebody that DM'd me recently, and she's like, I remember at the Bourbon Room show, the Spilling Tea Bourbon Room show, the first one I did at the Bourbon Room. You were drunk, but she's like, I saw Jeff for the first time, and I walked up to Jeff and I told him if he wasn't gay, I would suck his dick.
I think I know the lovely lady that said this.
And why wouldn't you let her suck? Well, one, she's married, but two, if somebody like came up to you and they were like, hi, I'm a woman, I would love to suck your dick, would you do it?
I don't see why not. I also will say, I will say this. I think
So you're fluid.
blowjobs can be overrated. I used to like them more. I feel like now,
Giving
even
them or receiving them?
I guess like receiving them, just because like I'll be in there after like a minute. I'm like, get up here, come on. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's kind of like, let's move on here.
Yeah, I don't understand like the long sucking dick sessions. Those to me are just like monotonous.
Yeah.
I also don't enjoy sucking dick. I love getting my dick sucked, but I don't enjoy sucking dick. Although recently I did have this guy who was, I don't know if you've experienced this. He was giving me head, but he was doing this like weird blow thing like
Oh yeah.
I fucking hate that. That's literally the worst thing ever.
I do hold that skill. No, no,
It's not a skill.
no, I'm
It's
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, not really, but no, I agree. Just do it normally. But yeah, I think it's very like, and I feel like I'll like hook up with my ex a lot, whatever. And if we both like, no, it's
We'll
like,
get
yeah,
into that.
we're gonna do that. But it's like it's like one of us goes there for like a minute, then they come back up another minute. Like I don't need to be sucking dick for more than a minute, and I don't
Yeah.
need to be getting my dick sucked for more than a minute. And
I
just
hate sucking dick
It-
with a passion.
for a minute, I like, and if you're really into this guy, especially whatever you want to just like devour them, so that's different. Otherwise, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, if I'm really into you, that's different. But
Anywho, so
anywho, yes. So people did send in some stories for us. We put a call out. People sent in some stories. People sent in some DMs that we will share with you guys, and we'll even throughout this podcast continue to give us some of our own unhinged and terrible dating stories. Should we start with the story?
yeah, a lot of ours parlay. So okay, we got some slutty stuff. Zach's gonna start with which one?
Let's start with what? What should we start?
I mean,
Let's start. Okay, let's start with this one from Spenny.
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 Okay.
Spenny says, "Hi Zach, you wanted interesting dating stories. I have a few. Firstly, I had a huge crush on a guy. He looked like Evan Dando from the Lemonheads. I don't know who the Lemonheads
I don't
are.
know. Who that is.
Like the candy."
I don't care to know who that is.
I put months into getting to know him, flirty banter, etc. Eventually, I got up the courage to ask him out on a date. He said yes. We went out for drinks. All was going well. I went to the loo, back at the bar.
The
came
Luann
back-
de Lesseps.
the loo. Came back out to see him with his tongue down the throat of the barman. I'm a straight woman. Carried on with our date like nothing happened. I never got a second date, but I gained a gay bestie. He told me our date made him realize that he needed to embrace his love of men. I don't know if that's a compliment. If somebody told me that, I would be highly offended. We still laugh about it now. Glad I could be part of his journey.
Yeah, but first of all, am I ugly? Is that what you're talking about? Like, you need to
Yeah.
embrace the other side because I'm a cow?
Yeah, like I was so unattracted to you that I would rather fuck the barman than fuck you.
It's not great.
No. Well, barman can be kind of cute though.
Oh, no,
depends on the
barman. I mean, the other
No,
aspect.
yeah,
to
I
it.
know.
Yeah. Oh, no, listen.
If
and
I
I'm-
was on a date and I came back and you were making out with the barman, I'd be like, fuck you. I don't want to be your gay bestie after that.
No.
Even if you turn straight, first of all, that's offensive. If you were on a gay date and then you turn straight after going out on a date with me, I would be so offended.
It is. Yeah, it is offensive. I actually had dated this girl in like middle school, Val. And it's so funny because, yeah, but then like we're like friends this day. Yeah. And it's funny because even then, like, I remember, I forget why, but she was like, you broke up with me. And I was like, oh.
You should give her a second shot.
No, she's married with a child now.
Even
And
better.
I'm not interested in the second shot. But
Even better.
even better. Yeah, the whole like turning, I don't know.
So nobody's ever turned you. Like there's never been like a, I think I may want to be bi. So you don't you're not bi. You're like, I'm
No,
fully gay.
G-A-Y.
Yeah.
Are you?
Bi? No.
No, I know. I was gonna say,
Then
I was gonna say, are you G-A-Y?
Yeah. What would you want me to say? I'm fluid.
No.
I'm non-conforming.
I'm gay.
Yeah.
And
It's
you know,
simple.
you know,
Yeah.
some people are like, oh, when did you realize you're gay? I don't know if I said this. I don't know if you know this. One night I was like 19. I'm stoned. I got so stoned. I was taking gravity bong hits in my bedroom. And all of a sudden, and I'm like, I feel like I was listening to like Sublime. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gay. It just like hit me. I was like, oh my God, this is wild. And I think I texted my sister and like somebody else that night. And then the next day I just like told my family. I was like, guys, you'll never guess
How
what I
did you
found
come
out.
to that conclusion?
I
Had
don't
you already
know.
hooked up with guys before?
No, never. I like didn't even know. People were like, oh,
You
kinda
just
know.
decided you
I
were
like
gay.
didn't even know. I think maybe then because people like you didn't realize it before, and I'm like maybe like I thought the way that I looked at guys was how other people looked at guys too, like or other guys
Like you
looked at
wanted
guys
to suck
rather.
a guy's dick.
Yeah, of course.
You thought everybody wanted
No,
to,
I just
yeah.
thought like everyone else. Yeah. So it just like never clicked, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm onto something here.
And so that was your coming out story.
That
You're
was
just
a
like,
coming
"Hey
out.
guys, I'm gay," and everyone was like, "Cool."
Yeah. No, actually, I did, and then my dad goes, "We thought Justin was gay,"
I still think Justin's gay.
and I was like, "So did I."
Yeah,
That's my twin brother, but he's not.
he's not gay. He's very straight.
In fact, he had submitted one of these stories.
Oh, are we gonna share his story?
I don't know if we can share it. We'll end up sharing it maybe, but I might let you guys guess which one is his because I think I'll keep it anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll share it on a future
Part of
episode.
me wants to say it, but then I'm like, I know, and we're about to go on a cruise together, and I feel like he would throw me off the fucking boat.
Oh, you'll be like White Lotus season 3.
I did once joke that our vacation is the white trash lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a story that somebody sent you?
Okay. So this one, and if there are Bravo fans out there, which I assume they are listening because of Zach
Probably.
and myself.
Yeah.
So, and this person remains anonymous.
Yeah. Most people wanted to remain anonymous.
Understandable. Okay.
We're just here exploiting our
I'm
lives.
like, yeah, I mean, I'll exploit. Well, I'm being tame. There's something. Remember, I was even like, oh, Zach, because we're recording at Spotify, and I was like, there's a story about that. And,
Yes, we are recording at Spotify.
and I was like, there's always a story. But
Spotify HQ. You're welcome, Jeffrey. I've
HQ.
brought you behind the gates.
Thank you, Coda de Casa. She goes, I was sleeping with this guy in Malibu who was a real estate agent. He and I were sleeping together for a while, but he always seemed like he wanted me to play with his ass.
Oh.
I was a bit younger, so I wasn't quite comfortable. Like he wanted me to finger his ass. So I
Oh.
did it once and wasn't my thing. He asked me in text if he bought a toy, would I experiment with him? Nervously, I agreed. Next time we hooked up, he brought out a chest of over 10 different dildos,
10.
butt plugs, some small, some huge, even a strap on. I did it strapped up. I don't know why she said strapped up and fucked him. This emoji. He came harder than he ever did when he simply fucked me.
Oh.
I never saw him again by choice. I told him he may be gay, but he completely denied that. He eventually married a girl from a former Bravo TV show. I'm like, who do we think this is, first of all?
I don't know. Okay, so he was a real estate agent in
Oh, yeah,
Malibu.
Malibu. Okay, clue number
David
one.
Foster. No, I don't know. I don't know. So it has to be
My
a
love.
No, it can't be Mauricio. He would have been too young. Ken Todd. No, it can't be Ken Todd. I don't know. Who's married?
I do have another clue that I'm holding
Oh, it
back,
said Bravo.
actually.
It didn't specify.
Well, there was further
Housewives.
DMs that actually wasn't in that, but I just chose to.
You confirmed who it is.
No, I'm just saying
Oh.
I chose to not. All right, the other clue is that it was related to Shaws of Sunset.
MJ.
Wait, what?
You said it was related to Shaw's Sunset.
Yeah, no. What did you think? So you're thinking MJ married Tommy? No, Tommy's not gay. What?
I don't think Tommy's gay, but I mean, he could still like butt stuff. Sorry, MJ. I'm not trying to insinuate anything about
No,
Tommy.
no.
Have you figured out who this person is?
No. I also was not like a huge Shaws person,
What do you
so I'm not.
What do you think about straight men that like butt stuff?
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Actually,
I've had plenty of straight guys lots of straight guys hit on me, and
okay.
I fucked plenty of them. So I might have fucked your husband.
The timing of this is wild because did you see how yesterday was like the news of the Wizards of Waverly Place like reboot or whatever?
Oh no!
With Selena Gomez. Okay, whatever.
Isn't one of them a porn star?
Well, so
I
can
ran-
I finish? No, I'm
Okay,
just kidding.
sorry.
I'm
I
kidding.
ran
I'm kidding.
into him in Vegas.
Dan Benson is his name.
I don't know what his name is. I just know we ran into him, and Steven and Andy freaked the fuck out when they met him. And I was so drunk, I thought it was Zed because we went to go see Zed that night, and I was like, "Oh, my
the
god,
little
did we
cutie
meet
music,
Zed?" Yes.
music, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Is this?" I was like, "Last night did we meet Zed?" And we did not meet Zed.
This person's
we
I
met
think
this
much
guy.
much taller. I think Zed's really short, but I could see face wise, they kind of like got the like smaller, cute face.
I was drunk, so I was not coherent of what was going on. I just knew we met somebody famous, and I didn't know his dick was famously on OnlyFans.
Okay, well, so he was on the, and I didn't even watch that show, Wizards of Waverly
Me
Place.
either.
And then, yeah, they just announced this reboot. But this guy had started, I think, doing OnlyFans or something like a year ago. Somehow, right before then, too, it was like 2 days before, I happened to come across that guy's Twitter. Because you know what's so great about Twitter? You know,
can
guys,
see
you don't really
everything.
have to like buy OnlyFans. They're
No.
always like previewing stuff on Twitter. I'm like,
All you need is a good 10 seconds.
some we get like 2 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is lovely. So I now
And they're
follow
like,
him.
watch the whole video. I'm like, nobody's watching your 14-minute video.
I'm like, and if I am given the 14 minutes, there's only 2 minutes of it that I want to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this boy, he's straight. He's on there. His girlfriend is fucking him with a strap on. He's constantly,
Yeah.
I mean, he's riding. He's got plugs and all stuff. And then even today, on the way here, actually, while I was driving, of course, looking at my phone on Twitter, and it was like, yeah, PSA, like something like, I'm happy to dress up as a cat and do butt stuff
Oh.
and that be public. Because he also just dressed up like a cat or something. I don't know.
Oh, I don't like
I'm not
that.
into that either. But
No.
yeah, straight man who loves his butt stuff, and his girlfriend has been railing him with. And actually, last night
That's
I
insane.
jerked off to a video of him riding her strap on.
That's
I know,
wild.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
That is so wild. Have you ever ended up on somebody's OnlyFans?
I hope not.
It's happened to me twice.
All right, but are you sure that you were in the footage?
Yes, I had to like file copyright infringement like complaints against that. Because here's the thing, like I love to make a good sex tape. I think that it's kind of fun. It's kind of hot. I usually delete them afterwards. But it has happened to me twice where two guys like tried separately where I didn't even realize we're on OnlyFans and they're like, oh, I'm just testing it out. And I thought like you'd be a great gateway into this because you're like on the internet. I'm like, I'm not on the internet like that, you fucking asshole.
You're on the internet.
I was
No, I'm
like,
just kidding.
which is also there was also no, never
Wait,
mind.
but
We don't
so
need to get into that story.
when they say test it out, but so you knew it was being filmed, you just didn't know
Yes,
it would be
I knew
posted.
it was being filmed. I just didn't know that it was being, and so you couldn't tell that it was necessarily me because they're like, oh, it's just the back of your head. I was like, but my hair is fucking blonde. People are gonna figure out who that is. Like,
I was thinking that with tattoos because I'm like, all right, what if my face wasn't in it? But I'm
yeah.
like, you can just tell. I'm like, yeah, tattoos.
There
Just
are
like on my
ways to figure it
body.
out. That's the last thing that I need is a Twitter fucking thing of me having sex with some loser. So I did though have sex with a gay with a retired porn star.
Oh yeah, and what's his name?
Oh, I don't remember. I just
Okay.
remember we had like we were chatting on like a dating app and we had been like conversing for a minute and I invited him over for a drink because I was like, oh, I live like I was like, I live in a secure enough building. There are cameras anywhere. If he murders me, they'll find him, and that's all I
Wait,
care
why would you
about.
think he'd murder you just because he was retired?
Just no. Well, I didn't know he was a
Just-
retired porn star at the
Okay.
time. Hold on, let me get there.
Okay.
So just a normal guy, lived in downtown. I don't think I remember even asking him what he did, but I just figured like, come over, have a drink, we'll get to know each other. Maybe we'll go out for a drink. I don't know, like maybe this would be a pregame drink, whatever. He shows up and has a tote bag with him. And I'm like, oh God, are there dildos in there? That's not where I'm going with this. And so he comes in only to find out he brought his laptop. And first of all, it was a fucking PC, which is offensive. And second of all, it was offensive. And I was like, oh, you brought your laptop. I was like, oh, are you going to get some work done? Do you want to head down to a Starbucks and we'll catch a coffee and catch up on emails? And he's just like, oh no, I just figured we could watch some porn. And I was like, okay,
Can I watch it on my
thank you. That was
electronics?
the second offense. I was
Yeah.
like, now I'm double offended because what, you don't think I have my own computer and my own television to watch porn, which first of all, I don't even like porn, but I'm not into porn.
Well, I've
and when
got-
people put porn on during sex, to me, it's the cringiest thing ever.
I don't think it's cringy, and I'm not super into it. I've done it. Okay, continue though.
So anyway, I'm trying to make small talk with this guy, right? And I'm like, well, he's at least cute. Like, let's kind of make out, whatever. We're having a drink, chilling. And then he's like, oh, should we watch porn? And I was like, sure. What kind of porn do you like? And I was like, we don't need to use your computer. I appreciate the gesture, but like, I have other means of obtaining porn in this apartment.
Apple only.
Yeah, please. I'm not going to go on your PC and like, I don't want viruses in STIs and I don't want viruses on computers. Neither work for me. So anyways, then we moved to the bedroom and he's like, I was like, oh, so what kind of porn are you in? He's like, I don't know. I'm down for like anything. I was like, okay, well, what's anything? He's like, oh, well, not like gangbangs. I'm like, well, then that's not anything. And then he's like, well, he's like, I think I'm into like daddy son porn. And I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I was like, well, he's like, I used to do porn. And I was like, oh, I was like, we should watch that. And he was like, you want to see that? He's like, I was like, much younger at the time because he was like 40.
That's
now.
even hotter.
He's like, I was much younger at the time. He's like, it was new and I was just trying to make some money. And I was like, well, now I'm very invested. I go, can we please watch your porn? More out of like curiosity more than I was trying to get off with him. And then, so we go and we're starting to watch his porn and I'm just like analyzing this. And this is like 90s kind of porn. Like,
Trust me, I know that.
throwback.
I know the type. There's
Yes,
always
not clear,
music attached.
Yes, just like
Mm-hmm.
total throwback vibes. I was like, wow, this is like a good, like we need some old school jams to listen to this to. And then we're watching his porn video and he's not very good at it, which I can tell he was just very inexperienced, but he made his cash, he did his thing. And then he wasn't like getting hard. And I was like, oh, is this not turning you on? He's like, well, it doesn't really turn me on to watch myself when I'm younger doing porn. I was like, oh, well, I mean, I didn't
Why wouldn't it turn you on?
Right? Like, if I'm gonna
I
record
can't think of
myself
anything
having
better.
sex,
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm recording myself having sex, it's because I want to watch it back later because like it's hot. Although recently I did have sex with a guy, we did film it, and then he did watch it back, like right afterwards, and he was like jerking off, but like only to himself, which I also found was heavily offensive because I was like,
How do
I'm
you
in the
know it's
video
only to
too,
himself? Oh, he said it.
because he was like, oh my god. We'll say his name is Jake. No, I don't like that name. We'll say his name is Maria.
Simon.
Simon. Okay. And because he was literally watching the video back. I tape it only on my phone so it doesn't end up on OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
And he was jerking off. He was like, "Oh, Simon. Oh, you look so good, Simon." I'm
Oh
like,
my
"Oh my god, this
God.
is terrible." But so anyway, back to the retired porn star. He doesn't do porn anymore. I asked him
Well,
if he
he's
would.
retired.
Well, yes, he is retired. I
Yeah.
asked him if he would do OnlyFans. He's like, "No, that part of my life is done." I was like, "Okay, great, good for you. You found Jesus." And
He's
then
probably invested in real estate.
probably yeah.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't get it up. And so he's like, you know what I can do is I can get some Viagra. And I was like, okay. He's like, but I have to call a guy. I was like, okay. And he's like, it's gonna take me about 45 minutes. And I was like, that's too long.
You're Skid Row adjacent. I'm sure we can figure it out. No, actually, I don't think they do that on Skid Row. They should
Viagra?
expand. They should expand. Actually, maybe it's a market I'll tap into.
I mean, at this point, I feel like they have like knockoff Viagra that you can get on the internet.
You know, actually, now that I think about it, I'm always a fan of new business opportunities. I think we sell Viagra and or Cialis on Skid Row.
Oh,
No,
that's
just
a great idea.
yeah, Cialis actually. Okay, have you ever taken Viagra?
No.
I never had. One time, somebody gave me half of a Cialis, which is apparently
Why?
like I don't know. I forget why. I forget why. And I was like, I think sometimes I'm always just like, yeah, I'll try something. I'm always like down to try stuff, and I did, and I was very scared, which is funny because I've done like literally I've shot every drug you can think of, but that was scary to me, and I took like half a Cialis, and it was nice.
How hard were you?
I
How
feel like
long did you stay
no,
hard? Like,
it's
I
so
have
that's what's
follow-up
weird.
questions.
It like didn't really like affect me that much.
Was you have an issue getting hard?
No.
I can stay hard for like hours without
Yeah,
Viagra.
that's why I was like, okay, I guess it was like, yeah, I don't actually, I think my experience is like, I don't really feel anything. That's it.
Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Okay, wait, so did he get his Viagra?
He said the guy could either bring the Viagra and that would take 45 minutes, or he could drive to the guy and that would also take about 45 minutes. So I asked him to leave, and then I turned my phone off.
Was he going to the valley for it?
I don't
His
care.
old cohorts?
Literally don't care. I was like, fuck. Like, first of all, you brought your PC into my apartment. Garbage.
Illegal.
Illegal. Exactly. And then you couldn't even like get it. Like, no. I was just like, I'm done. So that ended very abruptly.
You know what's so funny is that I have chatted with so many porn stars and or OnlyFans people on like Grindr and things like that. I've never made a hookup with them for two reasons. One, I'm very afraid of getting STDs. I feel like that's also probably why I'm like not slutty and I like usually only hook up with like exes. Is because I'm like, oh, whatever.
See, I'm the same. I collect people and I like to stay with the
Yes.
same people. I don't like new people.
And that always builds up, and it's even like, okay, so after my first boyfriend, like I just wanted to hook up with him, and I would only like kind of like jerk off to him, but I always kind of, in phases. And I've only had a handful of boyfriends, and then that's who whatever. So part of that, but then also I've always thought, yeah, I'm afraid that they're gonna secretly film me. I'm like, oh my
Mm.
god, what do I do? Whereas like I've taken very very small clips only with people I've dated, and they're not this whole thing. It's literally like, yeah, sometimes it's like a 30-second to minute clip, and it's like close up. A lot of times, like not even face or whatever. Little things like that. Little like little snaps. They're little TikToks, basically.
Oh.
Basically, the TikTok of whatever. And that I'm okay with. But yeah, I'm so afraid of being all of a sudden. Although I actually, you know what? While we're thinking about this, I changed my mind because if it happens, it's a great lawsuit. I'll take it. Look what happened to Kim K. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, but
that
that's
doesn't happen
different.
anymore.
No, and that's different because I wouldn't want hers more so like it did come out and parlay it. I would more so like I would want it to not come out, but I would just win money in a lawsuit.
Okay.
Could you do that?
I don't think so.
Lawyers, I'm
we're
right in
past
here.
that era of.
Yeah. But you could, when you realized that you were on the OnlyFans, you were like, did you send them like a cease and desist?
No, I just reported it on OnlyFans. I was like, hi, copyright infringement. That's me. I did not consent to be on this OnlyFans.
Does it get taken down right away while it's under investigation?
Yes.
I like that.
And then they both got mad at me. These were separate incidents, but they both got upset with me. They're like, why would it? Like, you said it was cool to film you. I was like, but I didn't say it was okay to put me on your fucking OnlyFans.
Wait, I just thought of something because I forget why. I guess just OnlyFans. And then I remember Zack had done this thing a couple weeks ago.
What did I do?
Praise the Lord, where you had done some deep dives on some celeb OnlyFans.
Oh, yes.
Okay, wait. So you subscribe to Denise Richards,
Yep.
and you saw her full punani.
You want to see it?
I do actually.
Okay.
Okay, I
Go.
bet she was lovely.
Continue on.
Okay, so he had subscribed. It was that one. There was a few others. I let him go through that, but then I was thinking, okay, like who have I subscribed to? Now I've only subscribed to a handful of OnlyFans, and just know this: whenever I have subscribed to an OnlyFans, it's always only for 1 month. Like I'll subscribe and then immediately not renew because it's just for like a lot of times. So you do it and you're like, fuck, what a waste. I've only subscribed to Chad, or the only
Oh, Chad
celebrity.
Johnson.
The only celebrity is Chad Johnson.
Chad
Who
Johnson.
now we're very friendly on Instagram. We were talking about cars yesterday.
Really? Bring him on this podcast.
I know. I don't want to be like, I saw you using a toy in your butthole.
He used a
Okay.
toy in his butthole?
That's why. So that's actually why I want to do it. But that one, I think I had to pay per view. I did pay for that after I subscribed.
Was it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Was it you can see her whole coochie.
Wait, hold on. I'm only
And
seeing.
her
I'm still
feet.
at the one where I'm just boobs. Wait. Because I'm multitasking here. Yeah, no, it was not super worth it. But I just something about it is attractive, and I think now once you talk to them too,
Yeah.
it's almost more attractive because you're like, oh wait, yeah. Oh, you don't see like full cooch.
If
Oh
you-
wait, no,
yeah.
you do if you zoom in. I see P lips.
Yup.
Denise.
And everyone thought that Lisa Rinna had iconic lips.
Oh my, they have nice lips. Wait, oh my god. Do other people know that like this is what she's offering on here?
I guess.
Wait, Denise, I don't know how I feel about this for her. Hold on, she's such a nice lady. Wait, Denise, is she holding an apple? She's holding.
She was gardening.
Okay, she's holding like an eaten pear.
Yeah, she was gardening.
And whose bedroom is this? I don't like the decor.
it has to be her bedroom.
Okay,
It's not like she's gonna be in somebody
wait,
else's.
I'm sorry, I
random
keep zooming
bedroom.
in and out. Okay, okay. Something about the gardening one. Did you screenshot a video?
there
Is that
were
why it's weird?
Yes, there were several gardening ones, and there were videos.
Wait, this one's not. This first picture's not anything.
It's her feet,
Oh,
which are dirty, which
so
I
it is
wasn't a
something.
fan of.
Okay.
Like, I just think like pretty manicured or pedicured toes are nice, but like dirty and bunions are not my vibe.
Okay,
But
Denise.
listen, she's doing her damn thing. She's making her money.
Wait, so you subscribe to hers?
Hmm
Aubrey O'Day?
No, hers, Brandy Glanville.
Oh, Brandy's. Oh yeah, wait, what's Brandy's like?
Not that interesting. It's a
I
lot of
didn't think so.
thongs, and
Is there any topless?
I have not seen her tits.
I respect it.
There's like lacy things where you can like kind of.
I thought
like,
you were gonna
see
say
through.
there's like labia. I was like, oh
No,
okay,
no,
okay. Wait, okay, hers. Then who else is? I feel like you had subscribed to like a lot of them.
Oof, Harry Jowsey. Oh, he's the
Oh!
one that you DM'd.
You're so dumb though because you were like, oh yeah, he likes to like mess around with guys or whatever.
Because he came on my podcast and says that he has sex with
Well,
dudes too.
for some reason, the only reason I don't believe him is because he didn't respond to my DM. He also never saw it. How do I get in
Okay,
touch with him? Wait,
maybe
you
he-
actually like, but now he's dating a girl. I saw it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Well, because he said, listen, he said it on my podcast that he's also had multiple threesomes with one of his best friends.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Would you
that
ever
doesn't
have?
mean that
Would
they're
you ever have a
overlapping.
threesome with one of your friends?
I'm trying to think if I have. Well, again, going back to those like earlier
Like, would
days
you
of
have a
like
threesome with Steven?
no, but like going back to when I was like 16 again, we would be like friends in the room like on the same bed, and then I'm trying to think as an adult if I really no
Would you have a threesome with Evan?
no.
But you love gingers.
I know, and Evan is so sweet. He's just not my type.
Yeah, he's like a teddy bear.
Yeah, it's just different. Also, yeah, I feel like actually, I remember even like this was like almost a year ago, and it was like a late night thing, and it was like me, this boy, and then a friend, and we had all been out, and then we like went back to his place just like hanging out and whatever. And the friend kind of like tried to, and I was like, no, it's too weird. It's too weird.
So you wouldn't have sex with a friend?
No, but then me and the other guy actually did leave and then hook up. I know it was a longer story.
Well, I feel like you do kind of hook up with a lot of people, though.
What do you mean? No, I just said I don't actually.
I know you said that, but Steven said you've hooked up with like multiple people.
Okay,
in
here's why
our
in the
friends
building.
here,
I knew what he
yeah,
was gonna say.
in the building,
There was
in
one
his
summer like
apartment
2.5
building.
years ago. It was like summer 2021 or something like that.
You had a
where-
hoe face.
Not even like whole. I think it just whatever. It just happened to be at that building. It was probably like I did in that summer have sex with 3 different people from his, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 4 from his building, which seems insane. Like oh, but I think that was like the only people I had sex with that summer.
Okay.
I'm trying to think actually. How
That
many people.
summer.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2.
Buckle my shoe.
Probably technically like 5, but I think 2 of them were threesomes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love a good threesome.
I don't.
Do you
I
like
mean,
more sums?
what's a moresome?
More than 3.
Oh, I don't know. I have was like a foursome. I don't think. Well, again, the only time I ever did that was going back to when I was younger. I was about to say a child. That sounds weird. Younger, when I was like me and a girl, and then another guy and a girl next to us. I'm not opposed to. I feel like whatever, but I also like I love relationship sex. Okay, one of my favorite things is like you say I love you, and then it's just like super passionate and then intense. What? Who's calling you? I was like Harry Jousey.
No, it's not Harry Jousey.
Oh wow 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 wow!
There's no wow 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 wow.
It is not Harry Jousey.
Oh,
Are we getting a voicemail?
we are.
That's scary. Don't ever leave me a voicemail. By the way.
Oh God, I'm hoping it's not bad.
I know, that's what I'm always like. Oh my God! And let me tell you, I've gotten
It
some
usually
voicemails.
is not, but now I'm a little. Oh fuck, I'm worried.
Okay, no, it's
Because I
actually
said
I
something
feel
on my
really bad.
Sorry,
Oh
somebody's calling
God!
me, and I said something on my podcast, and I feel like fuck, I might be in trouble. I always get myself in trouble.
Listen, I'm like, did I already say anything on
Story
here?
for another
I get anxiety
day.
too. There was other stuff that I even want to bring up that I always get anxiety about.
Well,
Wait.
that's why we have an entire podcast where we will dive into plenty more of these stories.
And it's tough because you're like, we want listeners. Then I'm always like, I hope this person isn't listening. But like,
yeah,
you want listeners, but I hope this person isn't listening. Okay, wait.
okay.
Threesome, foursome. No. Oh yeah. So passionate. So I remember. Yeah. If I like it. That's why I probably have sex with exes too. Like just monogamous, passionate sex. Like when I'm dating someone, I almost, especially okay, guys, you gay little slut bags, and that's not such a. I'm just using it as a phrase. More so, they all fall for gay marriage and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Only to now all be in these open relationships, which is so
fuck
fucking
open
insane.
relationships. I don't like open
I'm
relationships.
not. I'm way too. I would be way too like it would drive me crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm also like, no. There's nothing when I'm in a relationship. Literally, I just want to devour that person. Again, as
Yeah.
you see, I bring up to people and I just still want to have sex with just them. It's the best. So yeah, I love it. You're like, oh, you say I love you during sex, and it's incredible, explosive.
Never done it.
Well, you're missing out.
Well, listen, the night is young. Maybe one day.
The
we'll see.
night is still young.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's wrap this one up. We have a lot more stories
And
that
wrap
we'll be
it up.
diving into.
And wrap it
Moving forward, I'm Zack Peter. You can follow me at Just Plain Zack all over the internet for all of my shenanigans. I have a podcast called No Filter with Zack Peter that releases, oh my God, every weekday, Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, and
I was
bonus
going to have
episodes on
questions
Friday.
about that. Yeah.
And
And
what do you
my
do
name
with
is,
your life?
sorry, I'm Jeff Epstein, and you can find me at It's Jeff Epstein on Twitter and Instagram, and a link there to my Patreon, Manic, and that's really it.
There you
Or
go.
find me being a menace on the streets of Los Angeles.
That is true.
Yeah.
Here we are, just a couple of disaster daters just trying to get by. And trying to, like, hopefully by the end of this not be single.
Well,
That's a goal, right?
yeah.
But we'll get into a lot. We're going to talk to some exes. We're going to have some fun guests come in and share their stories. And if you guys have stories, continue to send them to us. You can DM us. Some people left me some voicemails on my hotline.
Yeah, send us, and again, you can remain anonymous. I know there's a big fear of people, but send us everything.
Yeah,
I want
give us the
the
dirty
filthiest-
details.
If you had sex on the roof of your high school, like, great.
Oh,
I
have you
don't
done that?
know. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe a dream.
maybe. We
Okay.
can go back to Jersey for that.
Yeah. Well, until
Until next time.
next time.
All right.
Bye bye.